Just because you have a will doesn't mean that your estate planning is done. Hi, Nancy Beauvair here with Agape and NEXsteps. A lot of people think that estate planning consists of having a will done. And while that's important, that is only a part of the puzzle. There's so much more that is involved in proper estate planning. For instance, what happens if you lose capacity? Do you have that enduring power of attorney? Do you have your medical directive in place in case you need a loved one to make medical decisions on your behalf? But even beyond that, when you do pass away, you want to make sure that your executor has everything that they need at their hands to make their job that much easier. I'm a certified executor advisor, and I have also acted as an executor. Those two viewpoints show me just how much is required to be done in the first even 24 to 48 hours after somebody passes away. Your executor needs to know where things are. Where is your will located? What about bank accounts, financial institutions? Do you have life insurance? Did you have any other kinds of insurance, any other kinds of products that need to be dealt with? What about funeral arrangements? Did you prepay for your funeral? And if so, where's the certificate for that? What funeral home have you made those arrangements? What do you want done with your remain? Those are all aspects of settling an estate that an executor needs those pieces of the puzzle in order to do their job effectively and efficiently. Let me give you a scenario. If somebody passes away and they haven't got a list of where everything is, the executor is left scrambling. There are certain legal processes that have to take place when you're settling an estate. Now, not every estate requires probate, but a significant number of them do. And in order to obtain that grant of probate, there are steps that are required for the court to be able to give that grant of probate. One of the first things is you need the copy of the original will. Where is that? Is it with your lawyer? Is it in a safe in your home? Where did you put that? Make sure that your executor knows. But beyond that, there are other processes. Anybody who is named in a will or has a beneficial interest in a will, typically in most jurisdictions, ends up receiving a copy of that will, and there's a period of time during which they can contest that perhaps they're arguing that the named executor isn't a valid executor. Those are the kinds of things that have to be done legally before you can even go to the court to get that grant of probate. So what if you don't know where all the beneficiaries live? How do you hunt them down? How do you find out where they do live? Because they do require receiving that notice. But now let's look at the other aspects of estate administration, and that involves making sure that all of the debts are identified, all of the assets are identified and protected, and that the financial aspects of things are being maintained and taken care of prior to final distribution. If you don't know where the bank accounts are and you can't locate them for some reason, and you don't receive all of the tax information, that can create a big problem for the executor when they are trying to settle the estate, trying to file taxes, and trying to make sure that everything is paid. These are the kinds of obstacles I hear about every day, and that's the reason why I created In Plain Sight. If you go over to my website and you check out the planning toolkit, I've got a series of 12 different tools on there that help not only in the planning processes, but also help guide executors. Now, In Plain Sight is an online form, and it is a place for you to actually document all of your assets, all of your bank accounts, what types of investments they are. Are they registered? Are they non-registered? What kind of insurance do you have? All of your assets that you want listed there. And you can go back and you can edit this and you can change it as your life circumstances change. I invite you to go over there and check it out. But even beyond that, I'd like you to really think about things beyond the will. 50% of Canadians don't have wills. That number even gets larger when you talk about millennials. But even if you did have a will, it still doesn't compensate if nobody knows where to find things. I've got an article over on the website. Link is in the description box. Please pop over, take a read, and take a look at this real gal and see how you can make things a little bit easier for your loved ones and your chosen executor when the time comes. Thanks very much for joining me this week. I look forward to sharing more with you next time. Bye for now.